Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Xtreme Big Oval for the 2023 VRC NASCAR Truck World Championship. We are getting set to go off and underway. A good clean start here in this one. Stephen Haliday, our top qualifier, going to be leading us out on this very unique oval race course. Jimmy Flack in the number 2 spot there right off the line. Stephen Haliday was your top qualifier the first time here in the 2023 VRC World Championship season that we have seen Jimmy Flack not starting on the number 1 spot. Stephen Haliday out front early on in this one. He showed he has the speed in qualifying to finish up front and start pole on the A main. Can he finish on top and beat Jimmy Flack, dethrone the undefeated world champion? We'll find out here. 15-minute race for these drivers. Right now it's Haliday out front, Jimmy Flack in second, Graff in the number 3 spot, Novati in the 4, and Nutty Fox in the number 5 spot. Headed down that long backstretch they go. Stephen Haliday leading us out. Jimmy Flack, though, going to be right there behind him. They're already coming up on lap traffic. And as you can see, on the front stretch, a bit of a little chicane there. Jimmy Flack trying to get around the outside there of Haliday. Here they come up and over the elevation through the bridge. Oh, wow. Some close contact right there between Haliday and Flack. Flack around the outside. Down the backstretch they go. Jimmy Flack taking over the number 1 spot now here in this one. Stephen Haliday in the purple and white. He lashes onto our race leaders. They come into turns 3 and 4. Down the front stretch now through that chicane they go. Haliday trying to look for the inside line. Flack gains a couple tenths of a second right there as they come out of turn 3 and 4 once again. Up and over the bridge. Through the chicane down the front stretch into 1. Coming out of 2 now. Exciting racing already in this one, only a minute and a half in, 9.3, going to be our early fast lap from Jimmy Flack, our race leader. Flack goes a bit wide there. That's going to allow Haliday trying to close the gap up. There you can see the consistency of Jimmy Flack. Looking at his lap times through the chicane once again, a 9.364 fast lap early on. Jimmy Flack making moves early. In the number 3 spot, we've got, big mistake for our number 3 driver there. That is Ingo Graff making a big mistake at the end of the backstretch. He's able to hold on to the number 3 spot ahead of Andrea Novati. However, that drops him a bit back there from Jimmy Flack and Stephen Haliday. One mistake in the oval racing, and I tell you what, it's hard to make that up. Here they come back around to the front side. Battle for first and second, 2 minutes, 15 seconds in, and we are still bumper to bumper. Look at this, a 9.372 for Haliday. Haliday picking up the pace here. Over the bridge they go. Haliday looking for the inside line as we go into our chase cam. Down the backstretch they go. Watch as they head over the bridge here. These trucks almost look as though they're about to leave the ground. A little chicane on the front stretch. Again, a unique course here for Xtreme Big Oval. Haliday diving to the inside. Flack shuts the door on him through the chicane once again. Coming up on the 3-minute mark, a 15-minute race for these drivers. Haliday is not letting Jimmy Flack out of his sight. There they go through more lap traffic. Once again, that time around with a 9.370. For Stephen Haliday, your top qualifier, sitting in second. Jimmy Flack out front. Flack dropping back to the number 2 spot now. Here they come down the backstretch. They got traffic in between them there. Haliday back to the front now. Jimmy Flack trying to catch back up here. Haliday goes on a bit. Wow, Jimmy Flack. I thought he caught the curb there coming over the bridge. Flack around the outside takes over the number 1 spot again. Haliday going to be right there behind him. Haliday drops to second that time by as Flack taking over the number 1 spot. A 9.5 that last lap by for Haliday. Flack trying to stretch his lead out just a few tenths there, 2 tenths to be exact. Ingo Graff is going to be 2.8 seconds back from them in third. Nutty Fox in the number 4 spot. Matt Reddick in the 5. Novati, Antonia rounding out right now your top 6 here in this one. There you see Jimmy Flack in for fuel. Haliday going to go on by in the purple and white truck. So we'll see if Haliday makes his pit stop next time around. There goes Flack. Here comes Haliday coming down the front stretch. He goes by and once again, 9.386. So consistent 9.3 second laps here for Haliday. And here comes Haliday now into pit lane. Haliday's in and on the wall. Here comes Jimmy Flack. Flack down the front stretch. Here comes Haliday out of pit lane. They are right back together once again. Jimmy Flack going to be out front here. Haliday in the number 2 spot. Antonia in the number 3 spot. Reddick in the 4, Nutty Fox in the 5. Haliday looking for an inside line on Jimmy Flack, but not going to be quite close enough this time around. Again, a 15-minute race here for these drivers. Haliday with a good pit stop, a 14.7 second lap with the pit stop. Haliday in the purple and white. Jimmy Flack in the red and white. Through the chicane they go. That time by 9.5. for your second place driver and your top qualifier. Here we jump back to Nutty Fox in the green and white in the number 4 spot. He's only 0.3 of a second back now from Matt Reddick. They are battling out for the number 3 spot. Third and fourth down the front stretch. They go down the back stretch now. Matt Reddick last time by there. 0.2 of a second ahead of Nutty Fox. Through the chicane they go, coming back around. Reddick in that teal and white. Nutty Fox in the green and white, yellow wheels. Fox goes a bit wide there, up and over the elevation, through the chicane, down the front stretch, out of turn 2, down the back stretch now. Coming up on, I believe that's going to be Del Mastro just ahead of him. Now Del Mastro not on the lead lap here with these drivers, so going another lap down here in this one. 5:40 down in this race. Again, a 15-minute race for these drivers. Look at Nutty Fox all over the back door right now, Matt Reddick. Reddick's got to be feeling the pressure at this point. Fox trying to run up the inside down the back straight. Not quite close enough. Through the chicane they go. Reddick holding strong here. Fox, as you can see, runs up tight on the inside. Reddick sweeps a bit wide. Back through the chicane. Different line choices, but nearly identical lap times here for these drivers. Once again, down the back stretch they go. Fox hanging a bit closer that time through the chicane. Fox with the drive. Not going to make it happen. There they go. Oh, he's got him. Nutty Fox makes the move there. Reddick, though, taking it right back there out of turn 4. Down the front stretch, Fox trying to take it back. Here comes Reddick now. Fender to fender. Wow, Reddick has got a fast line right there between 3 and 4, sweeping all the way up against that outside wall and cutting back under. 6.5 minutes into this one, some excitement. Mid-pack for these two. Oh, big tumble there for Tobias Lindgren. Lindgren in that pink truck goes straight into that curb and end over end he goes. Nutty Fox now moving his way back up to the number 3 spot here. Matt Reddick dives back to the inside. Look at these lap times here between these drivers. 9.6, 9.5, 9.6. Back to the front now, Jimmy Flack. Still out front leading the way, but he's only 0.2 of a second ahead of Stephen Haliday, your top qualifier. Down the backstretch they go. Haliday 0.3 of a second back. That time by from Jimmy Flack as they work their way through some lap traffic. Through the chicane they go. Coming up on the halfway mark in this race. Haliday back down the front stretch. A great view there of that little chicane. Out of turn 2 down the long back straightaway here. A lot of fuel is being used here for these Nitro NASCAR trucks. So pit stops are crucial for these drivers. There's Nutty Fox, the number 3 spot. Reddick still right there behind him. Look at Reddick. These two drivers, nearly identical lap times for the two of them, and they are just going back and forth, back and forth. Fantastic battle here for 3rd and 4th. Novati sitting in 5th. And I tell you what, Andrea Novati is not that far back from Matt Reddick in the number 5 spot. 8 minutes in, here comes Jimmy Flack. Flack in for fuel now. He is in and on the wall. And he's out. Good pit stop there for Jimmy Flack. Your race leader, Stephen Haliday, will take over the lead this time by the Flack. The only one to make the pit stop so far. Haliday, we'll see if he makes his pit stop this time around. Haliday looks like this is it. He's coming in for fuel. Wow. Fantastic run into pit lane for Haliday. So Jimmy Flack, his pit stop, let's look at his pit stop time. Haliday's pit stop with a 14.8 with the pit stop. Flack just ahead of him there, still leading this one, but Haliday right there behind him. Down the backstretch they go. It's Flack, Haliday, Fox, your top 3. Reddick in the 4, Novati in the 5, Antonia in the number 6 spot. Haliday working his way through a bit of lap traffic there, that time by 9.5. 6 minutes left to go in this race. Haliday trying to close that gap up on Jimmy Flack. Meanwhile, we jump back once again. This fantastic battle between Matt Reddick and Nutty Fox. We've been through multiple pit stops. We've traveled around the race course with some of these other drivers. We come back, and they're still right where they were. Bumper to bumper, battling it out. Jimmy Flack right now and Stephen Haliday trying to put another lap on him. So Flack and Haliday have definitely checked out on the field. But Fox and Reddick, a fantastic battle here. Andrea Novati moving up in the number 4 spot as I believe Reddick made his pit stop last time by. You'll see how that all plays out once Nutty Fox makes his pit stop. Stephen Haliday in the number 2 spot. He is now half a second back from Jimmy Flack. So this may be the furthest he's been from our race leader this entire race. We come up on the 10-minute mark here. Should have one more pit stop for these drivers. There's Matt Reddick. He has dropped back to the number 5 spot. And a couple rough laps for him there. He had a 14.9 followed by a 10.0 and 11.3. So I don't know exactly what happened to Matt Reddick, but he has dropped back into the number 5 spot here behind Novati in 4th. Nutty Fox in number 3. So, whoa, Reddick bouncing off the curbs here. Reddick getting a little unsettled here on lap number 53. 63, I should say. 10:30 into this one. 4:30 left to go for these drivers. A 15-minute race. Who's going to be crowned a world champion? Matt Reddick right now just trying to hold on to it. In the number 5 spot, he's going to be 1.1 seconds back from Andrea Novati. Novati 1.1 seconds back from Nutty Fox. And Fox a lap down from our race leaders, Jimmy Flack and Stephen Haliday. They are 0.5 of a second apart right now. 11 minutes down here. 4 minutes to go. Reddick, he is using every inch of this racetrack right now, trying to make up some lost time. Jimmy Flack, at this pace, we're looking at anywhere from a 90 to 95 laps in this race. We are on lap number 69, coming up on lap 70. There's a good view there of Ingro Graf, sitting in the number 7 spot. He actually qualified 3rd. Some unfortunate mistakes, and he is fighting his way back up from the back of the pack. Meanwhile, take a look here. Jimmy Flack out front here. Last time by, another 9.418 that time by. Stephen Haliday, 0.3 of a second back in the number 2 spot. Here comes Jimmy Flack. This should be his final pit stop of the race. Haliday goes on by. We'll see what Flack has with a pit stop. 14.544. Halliday's going to work his way down the front stretch. Goes on by once again. Got a feeling Halliday's going to make his pit stop this lap. No, he goes on by. Haliday pushing it a bit here. Up to the 12-minute mark. 3 minutes left to go. Stephen Halliday's got to make that pit stop. Here he comes in for fuel. He was 5.2 seconds ahead of Flack before the pit stop. Oh, Haliday just about rolls through pit lane. He's in and out. A 14. Oh, big mistake for Haliday. Haliday coming out of turn 2 after exiting the pits. He spins that truck around. That is going to cost him right there, and that may have just sealed the deal for Jimmy Flack. So Jimmy Flack with only 2.5 minutes to go. Haliday is now 1.8 seconds back. As close as these two drivers have been running in lap times, it's going to take a major mistake out of Jimmy Flack, which we don't see very often. He's going to have to make a mistake, though, for that time to be made back up. That's for sure. They're now 1.9 seconds. Haliday, at this point, he's got 2 options. Try to push as hard as possible to make that time back up, but risk making another mistake by doing so, or hang tight, settle in, and hope that Jimmy makes a similar mistake as well. 80 laps into this one. Here comes Nutty Fox in for fuel now. Fox was in the number 3 spot. Andrea Novati going to go up into 3rd now. I believe Novati still has to make his pit stop, if I'm not mistaken. Here comes Novati this time by. Novati in for fuel in the pink and white. There goes Nutty Fox. Fox is going to move back up to the number 3 spot. Novati going to drop back to a 4th. Winfred Antonia in the number 5 spot. Ingo Graf in 6th. Matt Reddick, Del Mastro, Lindgren, and Fido. Time is winding down here in this one. Less than a minute and a half to go. Jimmy Flack, your race leader. Over the bridge, coming through the chicane once again. That time by, he now has 1.9 seconds on Stephen Haliday with less than a minute to go. Flack out front. There's Stephen Haliday. Haliday right now 1.982. That's the gap between them. 55 seconds to go here. Here comes Haliday back around. We'll see what he's got this time by. 9.5. Haliday actually loses another 1/10 of a second. So Flack has not slowed down a bit here in this one. Haliday doing everything that he can to make it up with only 40 seconds to go. I don't know that there's enough time. Jimmy Flack looks to be on track here for yet another VRC Oval World Championship win. I'd love to go back into the history books and look and see exactly how many VRC Oval World Championships he has to his name. It's more than I can count, that's for sure. Here comes Jimmy Flack back around again, 15 seconds to go. There goes Haliday down the backstretch, 1.9 seconds back from your race leader. Flack goes by. This is going to be his final lap right here. Flack down the backstretch. Time is going to expire. Your 2023 Nitro NASCAR Truck World Champion, Jimmy Flack. Coming in a well-deserved second, Stephen Haliday, and rounding out your top three, Nutty Fox.